Oh, well, that's what the locals call a soft dance.
Oh, really?
Anyone for tennis?
Tennis?
Yes, it's an English expression. It means, is anyone coming outdoors to get soaked?
While we're doing the podcast, I'm just doing it before we. I'm just doing a little bit before we start, and then I can put it down.
Okay, sure.
I'm not gonna be like Neo and start nicking away while we're doing a live podcast. No, that's a bit
Sorry.
rude.
Basically, what happens is I just get started and I don't want to stop. It's a very hypnotizing effect.
All right.
Yeah.
It is the power of the loom and the magic needle.
It is very relaxing. I mean, I'll just sit there and go, I'm like, oh, what a good day I'm having. Not.
Maybe you can have you quit smoking.
It's not that addictive. I'm sorry. Nothing can break my smoking habit.
I don't know. I got one of those vaporizers today. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get one too, but.
Why did I start this in the middle of knitting and vaporizing? I have no idea. Boy, I chop off the beginning. Oh, well. Okay, yeah, everybody, welcome to the Omega Files. I'm your host, Dr. Freedom, and yeah, this guy up here. Yeah, we're gathered here today to talk about the third chapter of the Key to Time series, which is the Stones of Blood. Let's go around, check in with the panel. Let's get hey there, hi there, ho there from everyone. Let's start with William.
Hey now.
All right, Nightwing.
Hello.
Phillip.
Hey there.
Neo.
Hello.
Callan.
Hi there.
And from deep in the heart of Texas, Texas Tim.
How you doing?
Okay, Stones of Blood. This one raised quite a few eyebrows because you start off with a group of druids conducting a ceremony. Matter of fact, originally they were even going to have a scene where they were showing them sacrificing a goat. But Graham McDonald put the kibosh on that really quick. The head of BBC series, like, no, we're not starting off with a pagan sacrifice. It's not going to happen. No. But, hey, they let a lot of stuff slip by on the Daemons. Maybe they're just cracking down. I don't know. But, okay, opening thoughts. Let's start with Texas Tim on the Stones of Blood.
Well, this is a really fun episode. It's the third part, like you said, of the Key to Time series. The Doctor is getting along pretty good with his new companion. Still kind of having to tell her, hey, don't wear those shoes. It's not practical. And, of course, she doesn't listen, so she's going to find out later that she made a mistake. Yeah, and then you got this whole mystery with the stones and all that stuff. And they keep assuming that one of the stones has to be the part of the key they're looking for, but it's not. It's a lot of fun, this one.
All righty. Phillip?
Yeah, hey, I like this one for the more character-based people in it, because you got Amelia. What's the name of the old lady?
Professor Amelia Rumford, played by.
Yeah, she's a wonderful character in this. I find her amusing. She's very she's up there. She's go-getter. Then you got Vivian Fay, who's very shifty from the very start. You find her. You think, yeah, there's something up with that woman. She's not quite right, and then you discover towards the end that who she actually is. And the whole Mary Tan does well in this, along with Tom Baker and K9. It's a fun story. Actually, whenever I see the crows, it often reminded me of the horror film The Omen when I see them. So it's kind of it's very creepy that way. So yeah, it's a good story. I enjoy it.
The funny part is the crows they used in this thing were 4 trained crows. So all the scenes you see with the crows flying off, that's 4 trained birds they brought in for the production. Okay, Callan, what's your opening thoughts on Stones of Blood? You got to unmute yourself first, Callan.
Okay. Opening thoughts. Yeah, it's quite a good one. This I enjoyed it. I've seen it for quite a while. Refresh my memory. Yeah, I like the way Doctor decides that he now trusts Romana enough to tell her about the White and Black Guardians. I like that one. Yeah, quite a good adventure. Yeah.
Alrighty. Neo?
Oh, there we go. I really liked this one. I have to go watch Pirate Planet again to see which one I like the best, because now it's like, do I like this one better or do I like the Pirate Planet one better? Because I liked Romana's outfit in Stones of Blood. I loved her hat. I want that hat. I'll have to figure out where I can get it. But story-wise, I was happy that he finally loosened up a bit and he was able to trust Romana more. So I like this episode. And those weird-looking stone people, monsters, aliens, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, in a way, I'm kind of glad they went in the direction they did, because originally they were actually going to create these like rubber rock men suits, and then they decided to go with the more static prop. Thankfully, because that effect worked a lot better.
Yes, rubber people. Ew.
Okay, William.
Yeah, I like this story better than the Rivals operation, but the way I see the whole thing, I kind of see it as a 3-parter instead of a 4-parter, and I noticed that during the story that Mary Tamm's character was started to being the girl in danger by having like 2 cliffhangers of her being in danger, and I don't appreciate that, because she's very smart like the Doctor is, even though she's younger than him. And story-wise, it's great, and I can't wait to see more friendship between her and the Doctor.
Yeah, what was interesting was, the reason why they had that double cliffhanger towards the beginning is originally if the part 1 was supposed to end with the Doctor and Professor Rumford down in the cellar, and was it part 2? Well, it was one of those parts, and with the Ogre coming in to coming after him in the house. And what happened was they discovered that particular one was running over 25 minutes. So that's why they backed it up to Romana going off the quote-unquote cliff, which leads to another funny story later. But let's pass it on to Nightwing. Nightwing, opening thoughts.
It was a good episode. I'd have to say that the other 2 are, in my opinion, better. But it was a good episode nonetheless, and had some really memorable characters, and on this very sad scene, which we'll probably mention in a little while. But all in all, quite a good episode, and I'm quite enjoying this arc already.
Okay, let's move on to favorite parts of the story. Let's start with William this time. What was your favorite parts of this particular serial?
Well, my favorite part, of course, was seeing 2 different sets of people dying by the Ogres. I was shocked. They got away with that, even though they didn't show nothing. But you saw a hand turn into a skeleton, which was weird. Also, the part where the Doctor is trying to talk his way out of his death, so to speak, for breaking the seal of the door.
All right, Nightwing.
One of my favorite bits would have to be the part at the beginning when Romana asks K9 about tennis, and she asks him to forget it, but he interprets it as forget it as in to wipe it out your memory bank. Well, yeah, it's useless information, but it could come in handy, and K9 didn't know otherwise. But it was quite funny that he went through lawn tennis, table tennis, and conventional tennis. But it was quite funny that K9 was told to forget it, as in I don't want to hear it anymore. But and he thinks it's I'm going to wipe it from my memory banks. That's quite funny.
All right, Texas Tim.
Well, other than the Doctor's friendship with the professor, which is pretty funny throughout. I really like the trial bit with the Megara and how he finally managed to convince them, that the Cesare of Diplos is lying, that it's actually Vivian Faye. I mean, that's really funny stuff there. I mean, that's a really good comedy routine they got going there.
All right, Neo.
I liked the part where it was it was the lady, wasn't she a professor? I guess she was.
Yeah.
Okay, she was a professor and the doctor, and she saved the doctor, and they're trying to find Romana, and she's like, "Oh, isn't this exciting?" I was like, "Wow, this girl's crazy for an old lady."
Plus the fact she was about 74 years old, I think, or 75 around the time of the making of this episode.
Awesome.
So,
what was the other part? The parts with K9 were awesome. Particularly like the part where with K9. What was that one with K9 when it was him and the doctor were going through the what is it? Is that a manor? I'm gonna call it a house, like Scooby-Doo style. That was kind of cool. I felt Scooby-Doo. I was like, oh wow, is that Shaggy and Scooby? Wait, no, it's the Doctor and K9. Wait a minute. So that is so cool. I like that.
Okay, Phillip, unmute yourself first.
Yeah. My favourite part, I don't know if it's a favourite part, but I like this part, is when after Callan had gone to tackle the Ogre, we come back to him and the Doctor, and Callan's on his last legs, and poor Romana and the Doctor are thinking that then they can't save him, and then obviously they get the idea of using a molecular bonding thing to repair him. I like that scene because it looks like he's going to die, and you won't see him again.
All right, Callan.
My favourite part is where Vivian Faye tells the Doctor Romana she used to be a brown owl, and the Doctor has to explain to Romana it's a leader of a Cobb Park. I think it's really funny. Professor Amelia Rumford, she's very good. Ask the Doctor if he needs a license for K9.
Oh, yeah.
And Professor Rumford also would like to track the Ogre to its lair and batter it with a policeman's club. I like the way the Doctor... I can't remember writing here, so that's enough.
Okay, yeah, this was also, like I said, it's a pretty dark in some ways because you actually had that one couple out there getting murdered by the Ogre, and then you had the what's his name and his wife getting killed in this episode. But
DeVries. DeVries, that was his name.
DeVries.
DeVries, that's right.
DeVries.
I also like the little banter back and forth with the Doctor and DeVries in those scenes. Where,
Can I just say I also like the scene where you see various used props from other episodes, like monsters in the cells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. And what were they? You saw you saw an android invasion creature. I think you seen a Wirren. Did you see a Wirren? I like those scenes as well. And
the funny part is they had to pay the guy who wrote the episode with the Wirren because of that costume appearing.
Yeah, I bet they didn't count on that because they were probably trying to save money using old props. So it backfired, I guess, for them.
Well, also the reason why they did it, this was going on the 15th anniversary of Doctor Who at the time. And also I think it was their 100th serial or 100th episode was right in that bunch. So that's why they threw those in, just to help, commemorate. Also, there were plans to throw in a Sea Devil costume. And for some reason it never appeared, which was kind of sad because there were plenty of them lying around. One wound up in an episode of Blake 7 later on.
Well, isn't there also a scene they filmed with a birthday cake that Graham Williams said no, they're going too far with that?
Yeah, that's true. That was true. Yeah.
And the funny part is the reason why they cut it is because if the Doctor eats, the Doctor must have to go to the toilet.
He drinks ginger beer.
Yeah, and he drinks sherry later on with Mr. DeVries in the mansion. So it's like right there, that kind of kills it. Yeah, the funniest part is all that stuff had already been commissioned. So they already had the cake. The cake showed up on the set, which the crew and the cast ended up eating later, since that scene never made it in any way. And that's why they brought in the scene with the Doctor and the ominous warning from the White Guardian, was to replace the scene with the birthday party. It was supposed to mark the Doctor's 751st birthday. And they decided, to cut it because of the toilet nonsense. It's just crazy, all the little stuff that they went off on. Like Tom Baker was freaked out about the chalk that he used to mark the X in the ship because he thought it looked too much like a cigarette. Matter of fact, one of the lines when he's talking when the Megara, instead of a toffee apple, he was supposed to say one last cigarette, and he cut it because he didn't want anyone thinking the Doctor would smoke. So, okay, I'm going to open up the floor. Any other bits and pieces or any other things, that you like or didn't like about this serial?
DeVries and Martha really are pretty bad when it comes to their acting. It's just kind of like, you know what, the Ogre can't come soon enough for them. It's just like, you know what I'm talking about. They're terrible.
Yeah, I know. That was another bit that got cut out, too. There was supposed to be a scene just before they get whacked by that scene, before he looks over and notices the bird's missing. It was actually like another minute or two longer, and they cut it because it was so bad.
Yeah, I think that's on the DVD. They have some deleted scenes.
Yep.
Is it sad that I actually thought I had to do a double take on her because it was like, is that a man? Is that a woman? Is that a drag queen? Wait a minute, that's not right. It's like, oh, it's a woman. Oh, oops.
And the voice didn't help much either.
No, it didn't.
Okay. Plus, we had. Oh heck! I just lost my train of thought there. But I loved all the scenes. With the Doctor and Amelia Rumford. I loved all the scenes. I even liked the little banner with Mr. DeVries. Plus, we find out, that Vivian Faye's the Calliac.
This is the weird part about her character, because the way she acted and had those stones named Gog, Magog, and Ogre, they almost sound like she's Morgana Le Fay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where they got the name for Morgana. For one of her previous names she had was for Morgana Le Fay. Also, the names Gog, Magog, and Ogres come from an old British legend from when the first king supposedly threw the rock giants off the one cliff. And I just got a laugh out of this one because, for one, where they were filming at was nowhere near the ocean. So that's why they brought in that, that little blue screen backdrop. And then the one scene after they get Romana up off of the cliff, it's supposed to be the middle of the night, yet there's the sunset in the background.
Yeah.
So that's why in the next scene they got Tom Baker right in front of the sunset, because they didn't catch it in time to get the other scene taken out where there's the sun hanging in the sky. Yet it's supposed to be in the middle of the night. But
was it me, or was Romana, when she came up, after she got rescued by the Doctor off the cliff, they were back in the TARDIS, she was changing. Was she changing in that dark chamber room where the crystal is?
I'm pretty sure by that time she has her own room and her own.
Yeah, but from the perspective of when the Doctor goes to the door to open it, and she goes, "I'm not ready." It makes you assume that she's on the other side of the door in that dark room.
Yeah,
but there's multiple rooms.
Yeah, but
before all the assistants had their own rooms.
They could have just filled him down the corridor towards her room rather than have him just knock on the other side of the main interior door.
I always thought the rooms rotate. Like you would open the door and there would be one room, and then you close it and open the door. It's like, oh wow, I really need to go to the bathroom or something, and then open the door. There's the bathroom. That's how I thought the TARDIS.
Later on, you'll realize the TARDIS is like a big computer, like a flash drive, where it has all kinds of different things that you put on there. But then you can always eject them or take them off. And then, like, remember he ejects Romana's room at one point just to get some power or something. So yeah, the TARDIS is just like a computer, like a hard drive.
Yeah, the architectural configuration system. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say that architectural configuration system. Yeah.
So the TARDIS creates multi-clothes and shoes for people that are there, right?
I would assume so.
I would assume those have been collected over the centuries, but you never know. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think what they were alluding to, even back in the earlier Tom Baker episodes, was that the Type 40 was originally meant to be like a mobile laboratory. It was meant to, you would have all this clothing and all that from different eras of time and space. So when you went to visit a planet, you could just blend right in with the local population.
That's right. Yeah, very true.
Because you remember there's a scene, I don't think it's in this one, it's the next one, where she's looking for something to wear. And she's like Tahiti and all this other stuff. She's just going down a rack.
Oh, yeah, for Tara and all that. Yeah.
Tara, yeah.
Also, the thing with the doctor in the door is a running gag that they have throughout this whole serial. Because the way Tom Baker wanted it was he wanted to portray the doctor's awkwardness with the opposite sex. Like, he doesn't understand why he just can't go in the room and talk to her while she's changing. He doesn't get why you can't do that.
Yeah.
They kept doing that through this whole series where he's banging on the door. He's about to go in because he doesn't think a second thought about it. He's more.
Yeah. It was clever when she came out in a new coat. She goes, "How do I look?" He goes, he doesn't even look at her. He goes, "Ravishing."
That is awesome.
Yeah.
But he does warn her about the shoes. She won't be told. She won't be told.
Well, that's one thing I was going to bring up. I mean, she changed her shoes, but she still comes out wearing boots with heels on, which are not very practical if you're walking around a grassy field.
Oh, yeah, she made that obvious in the one scene. It's just a couple of miles.
She's the only companion I know that had the most delicious wardrobe in all her episodes. So,
Delicious.
Yeah, man. She was.
Sarah Jane didn't do too bad, and
yeah, she had a few frumpy ones along the way, but
there was two of them that almost made her look a little bit tomboyish.
Romana too had a lot of nice outfits. Her school outfit was quite cute. And,
the Stones of Blood, her outfit was pretty good, and I would wear that outfit. I would.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
No, the first one.
Yeah.
Not that second one. I don't like dresses.
No, my favorite of hers is the Andros Atara outfit. That is gorgeous.
Oh,
gosh, the demented leprechaun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen that episode yet.
Okay, you'll like the outfit. You probably want to get that as well, actually.
Yeah, trust me. When you see that in the next episode, you're gonna be like, "What?" Especially the hat. Oh my gosh!
So we're gonna see Philip's outfit for St. Patty's Day.
Well, I'm a fan of hats.
Oh, come on, don't slate that outfit. It's brilliant. It suits her well with her long hair and her figure, man. That's a gorgeous outfit for her.
I like how we've gone into fashion in Doctor
Oh.
Well, these. I was going to say, these companions had it good. They had something different to wear every episode. By the 80s, they just had to wear uniforms, and they wore the same thing every episode. And I don't think they liked that. I think they probably envied the Romanas and Sarah Jane for having so many different clothes to wear.
I know. It's like Turlo in that freaking suit all the damn time up to like Planet of Fire.
Or Adric's pajamas. I mean, damn.
Yeah. But you can maybe get a few different boob tubes to wear, so the boys like that.
Okay. So yeah, Stones of it's a really fun episode. That's what I love about this one. You're going back to Earth, which I don't think they do again in this whole serial. Actually,
Yeah, that makes no sense. If they're never going back to Earth, then how didn't Unit got a picture of the first Romana?
I'm still trying to figure out how they picture Chameleon, but I guess.
Well, Unit has access to alien intelligence as well, probably. So they probably gathered it through that means. I mean, it doesn't always have to make sense, But you know what I mean? Like if they've been in contact with people that have been in contact with a doctor. Sorry, Neil.
That's okay. I just thought maybe one of the companions took a picture and gave it to Unit or something.
They might have uploaded so many pictures to the cloud.
There you go.
All this is full of technology.
The doctor was subject of an iPhone hack.
Oh, crap.
But still, I really love this one. It's dark, but not too dark. It has really amusing characters in it. You had Susan Angle playing one hell of a villainess. good. Yeah, Beatrix Lehman playing Amelia Rumford, who, like I said, she's one of the main reasons I really, really enjoy this episode. She has such energy and vitality, and then when you go look at it, it's like, wait a minute, she was how old? And she was around doing all this stuff.
What's funny is it looks like she's struggling with her lines sometimes because maybe she can't remember them that well, but it fits the role, actually, because she's supposed to be a dotty old professor, so it actually works in her favor.
Yeah. It's interesting that throughout some of the Tom Baker era that they do very good female villainess in his time. Like you said, you got her, and then you got Castria, Eldrad, and all that. I like female villains in Doctor Who. They do very well.
Xanxia in the last serial.
Yeah, that's right, Xanxia. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. How come none of them has any of these villains appeared in Big Finish?
Not that I'm aware of, actually. No.
I thought Eldrad did. Didn't Eldrad did?
Eldrad, that's right.
Oh yeah, yes, Eldrad. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
but in the form of Stephen Thorne, though. So yeah.
Yeah, Eldrad must die.
Yeah, that was a weird one. That was a weird story.
Okay. So Stones of Blood, really good episode, really good serial. Like I said, enjoyable beginning to end. Did anyone have any parts they thought that could have been done better? Was there anything that dragged, or was there anything you thought was bad, or could have been just redone, other than the bad acting by the DeVries?
Even though they didn't show it, I like the way that K9 helped this lady rebuild the machine for the Doctor could return.
Oh yeah.
That was another funny scene where K9 tells her to keep working, and she throws him that evil look and starts wiggling that screwdriver.
I like when Tom Baker was saying to him, "Kane, oh shut up, Kane! He's such a terrible old gas bag." I like that.
Oh, I like the part where he does that. I don't know. He was like brilliant. He freaks out. I was like, wow, what the heck? Okay. He was getting all very excited and was it bouts of excitement? I don't know. Maybe it was his Gallifreyan ADHD coming out.
Gallifreyan ADHD.
That was brilliant. He would even say it before they would know. He would say, "Oh yes," and she's like, "Well, what do you think?" He's like, "Oh well, I don't know. I think it's a good idea." I was like, "Wait a minute, how did she get excited right there?"
And the freaking wig.
Oh yeah, the wig. Oh yeah,
hilarious.
Man, that pocket of his holds a lot of things in there.
No, what is she supposed to have done? This villainous.
She was a villainous murderess. She stole the Great Seal of Diplos, which turns out she was wearing around her neck the whole time, and I guess that really ticked off a whole lot of people. She was basically one mean woman.
Yeah, but she managed to stay hidden on Earth for a couple of centuries, right? Just being different.
Actually, 4,000 years.
How many?
She was on Earth for 4,000 years. We find out by the end of the serial.
So I wonder if they'd ever revisit her, because she is a stone statue right now. I mean, she could be set free somehow by somebody. You never know.
Yeah, true.
Oh, here's something I want to get Philip's opinion on, though.
Go on.
What the heck do you make out of this? What the?
Speaking of sets of Diplos might be being set free. What about the fact that the Megara will be chasing? The Doctor says that we got a couple of centuries before they catch up with us again. Yeah, so that could be a good return story.
Yeah.
Also, it was funny how a lot of stuff got reused on this episode. Not only that, but the little things they used to make the Megara. They actually filmed the lightings parts, which they actually had things hooked up to them so that when you spoke, the lights would come on.
Yeah.
And if you watch the DVD, they tell you what they were actually saying when they were putting the little things up when they're off, chattering amongst themselves. But they filmed the lighting part of the puppets they used for the Megara against the black backdrop in the TARDIS back room. And the guys were reading the lines with the mics while they were sitting in Amelia Rumford's cottage set. So,
oh man,
stuff they did on this one that when you go back and look at it, and that's one of the more amusing parts of the whole series. If you get a chance, I cannot recommend it enough. get the DVD.
Can I just pick up on something?
Okay.
In the beginning, you see the Doctor trying to assemble the two pieces of the Key of Time. And he struggles, but yet Romana rotates them really quickly and fits them together.
Mm-hmm.
But she's cleverer than him anyway. She's far cleverer.
Well, yeah, but I find it really funny that the Doctor can't do any like it's his TARDIS, it's his. He's been doing it for centuries, for a very long time, but yet Romana's doing everything better than him.
Oh,
That's the point of their relationship, though, is that he's got the experience, but she's got the knowledge or whatever.
Yeah, the know-how and everything.
And that's what he's
kind of like. I only have experience with Romana too, so these 3 episodes have been interesting because
she's on a bit of a learning curve because she comes around like in the Rybos operation thinking, well, I know everything more than this guy. He's just look how bad he scored and blah, blah, blah. And she learns very quickly that he knows a lot more than he gives on, that he's got a lot of experience. Like he points out in this one, hey, change your shoes. And she's like, nah. And so she realizes that, he knows what he's talking about. And by the time she becomes Romana too, she's a lot more, she'll be snarky behind his back, but she won't argue with him. She'll just let him be the boss.
And she still is to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's a shame. I did prefer Romana 1 to Romana 2 anyway. I did like Mary Tam's version.
I think they're both great, really. I wish Tam had stayed around longer, but they're both really good.
Yeah.
At least the good thing is the fact that, at least, Mary Tam managed to get a few Big Finish audios done.
Exactly.
She passed. And, if you get a chance, go, like Steelers from the Safe. What was the other? She did the Antimatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a whole series with Tom Baker.
Yeah, Sands of Life.
Oh, yeah,
she did a few companion chronicles.
Just for you folks out there who are watching, we'll throw this in.
Romana 1, Stones of Blood. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. You can tell that's very 70s, though. Look at it.
Yeah, very, very. Well, what do you expect? It was 78.
I know, but...
And here's a cute little picture I found earlier that somebody snapped later, and this is from the actual Stone Circle location.
Oh, look. Oh, look. Oh.
So a cute little picture of K9 there. Plus, if you look around online, there's images where they put all the little bloopers in and all that, where they actually point out where there's parts of the scene that are gone and stuff like that. Like I said, it's really fun going back and looking at this period because we only had Romana for 6 episodes on the television show.
Yeah.
And of course, later on, she became, Romana 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and just rate this sucker and we'll get it done and over with. I know we're going to run a little bit short today, but, we had folks who were tied up. We had, let's say, a big shout out to Matt Rose. He's over at Big Finish Day 6 right now. That's why he couldn't make it. Okay, so let's go ahead and rate it out of 10. Let's start with Texas Tim. Out of 10, how do you rate the Stones of Blood?
I would give it a 9.
All righty.
Classic.
Oh, definitely classic. Really good one. Okay, Philip?
I'm going to give this an 8 because there were some bits that I just felt like they could have cut out and shortened the whole thing. So it's an 8 for me.
He just wanted her shoes, that's why.
Oh, no, it wasn't about the shoes.
The boots or the heels?
I wanted a flat cap, though. The flat cap she wore.
Okay, Callan?
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 9 as well. Yeah, it was pretty good. No complaints.
All right, Neo?
I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10.
All right. Also, this is your first run-through on these, isn't it?
That's right.
I'm just glad you're enjoying them being a first-time viewer of it.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to have someone
I'm just surprised. I wasn't actually going to get into the Key of Time stuff at all until I got done collecting all the John Pertwee stuff.
Okay. Nightwing?
I'm going to give it a 9 because of the memorable characters to the funny scenes to even like the sad scenes, with K9 and so yeah, a solid 9.
Was Sorry, was that your sad thing you wanted to mention earlier, Daniel, with K9?
Yeah, that was it. The scene where K9 was on his, deathbed.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, oh no. But I have seen clips of the last episode with Romana in it, and I had so.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
just for another laugh. The scene with with K9 and the TARDIS, and they show that back panel off of him. That back panel, the prop that they use in the actual TARDIS scene is the actual mobile prop with everything in it, and they had that back panel on K9 for over a year. And you know why they didn't use it? Because they didn't think it was They didn't think it was appropriate to show that K9 could be plugged in from the rear. And the sad part is that's not even a joke I'm making up. That was Graham McDonald, head of BBC Serials.
Oh, brother.
Okay, and of course, William, how do you rate this?
I give this a 9. Scene is a great story, and Mary Tam and Tom Baker playing each other well together.
Yeah, I give this one a 9 also. This is just really, really enjoyable episode. Once you get past, well, gladly, the DeVries don't last long. Also,
I was going to say, the Freeze is, all right, he's overacting a bit, but he is under a lot of strain. He's going to have to kill the Doctor at one stage, and he's losing it. He's going to leave it all to the Calliach. The Calliach foreseen it. Well,
matter of fact, that reminds me, there was also a line from right after the Doctor and K9 are searching the mansion, and they're looking for the bodies. When they go to the stone circle scene where she's about to give the Ogre the blood, and you see the bodies of Mr. and Mrs. DeVries laying there, she says a line, and if you look on the deleted scenes, they put it back in, where even in death you can serve the Calliach.
Did anybody find it a bit strange that Romana was not really aware of the White Guardians at all?
No.
It's really...
She says in the beginning, in the Ribos operation, she was sent by the president.
Yeah.
Or so she thinks she was sent by the president.
But considering that the Doctor knows that he's on a mission for the White Guardian, and he's a Time Lord, she's a Time Lord as well. So why was it so often to not put her in the loop about the Guardian?
It's experience.
Yeah,
I suppose so. But it's just weird that they didn't include her in the explanation as to why.
Also, you got to remember, with all the Doctor's experiences with his own people up to this point, I can understand him being cautious, sharing that kind of knowledge with even a fellow Time Lord, until he got to know her a bit, you see. And then he trusted her with that knowledge. So it really flowed well for me. So that's why I'm glad they did wait until the 3rd episode before he finally goes, look, you weren't sent here by the president. You were sent here by the White Guardian. And that's why he's telling you, beware the Black Guardian, because he's running around out there.
Okay, cool.
It's also for the audience. The audience, by this time, they're into the 3rd story, and the audience have maybe forgotten how it started, and that the Doctor is on a mission from the White Guardian. So it's a sort of reprise for them. In case they missed the past 2 stories.
Yeah, it's exposition, really, just to let the audience, let them know what's going on.
True. Yeah.
And it made great filler for a scene that got cut out. So
yeah.
This is one of them times when you're kind of thankful, because I'd rather have that scene in there where it was than the one they were going to use. So let's get final thoughts and farewells from everybody. Let's start with William.
Oh, thank you for having me here. I can't wait to be here next week, and hopefully we can continue doing more Megafiles.
Okay, Philip.
It's been an enjoyable podcast. I'll be back next week with more fashion tips from the androids of Tara.
Oh, crap.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. What happened? I've become a fashion show.
It's a fashion show.
People are going to be calling up Dr. Frida. I don't know. I'm going to a convention. Should I wear this scarf or that scarf?
You should let Phillip make his own show on Freedom's thing.
Oh no, this is just fine for me.
No. But like fashion tips from like he talks about costumes from the show or something. That'd be cool.
I will get stoned out of YouTube. I'm sorry. I would.
You can start with those heels.
Okay, Callan.
Yeah, thanks for having me, gentlemen and lady Neo. Hope to be here next week. Bye.
Alrighty, Texas Tim.
As always, thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun, and I look forward to the next installment.
All right, Nightwing.
Thank you for having me, and to next week.
All right, Neo.
Well, I don't know. Thank you for having me, and this was awesome. And until next time.
Well, and also, today was a great day because we found out last night they will not be removing Doctor Who from Netflix February 1st. So, that, in case you missed my previous report on that from this morning, that is now definite. That is cool. We got some good news for the weekend. Plus, next week is going to be the Androids of Tara. That one, to me, is not, I don't know. It's just, to me, well, I'm going to leave it for you guys to watch for yourselves. I don't want to throw anybody off on it. It's got a lot of great, funny moments in it. It's not too bad at all. It's really, really enjoyable. But I think the first three are my favorites out of all of them. And again, 5 is basically a comedic fest, and you'll see why. The power of Kroll. So join us next week for the Androids of Tara. Until then, everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.